such sights to show you.
You are all going to die tonight.
This is bad comedy.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Good evening, my sweet tortured souls, and welcome to episode 1, season 4 of Hun Your Geek is Showing.
We're back.
We're back, motherfucker!
We're back.
Yep, see, there he goes. He's doing his bukkake dance. But of course, I am your wonderful host, Miss Violet Impulse. Joining me, as always, from a bunker in the Stapenal Badlands, it is the random man guy, JB. How
Hello.
the fuck have you been? It's been a hot minute, hasn't it?
It has. That's been a minute. Yeah, I'm all right. I can't grumble too much. Well, I could, but no fucker care. So
Yeah, that's what I say when people say, "How you doing?" Can't complain, and even if I did, no one would care.
you know.
But yes, the last time we were doing this little recording thing we're doing here right now was just before New Year, where we filmed our roundup of the year, our review of the year.
Yes, and then we went into hibernation.
Yes, we did our 2-month normal sabbatical. But speaking of which, we are going to do a little bit of housekeeping here, ever so slightly. For this season, me and Guy talked about this sort of on and off during our time off. And we decided that we normally do 15 episodes week by week. We do one every week for 15 weeks, and then we take 2 months off. But we have found that in doing that over the course of 3 seasons, that kind of about the midway point, we start to get a little bit of burnout. Both of us do. We start getting tired. We don't commit to the episodes as much as we could do. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend. I just talked about time and I'm extending the run. We're going to do 20 episodes, but what we're going to do instead is do 10 episodes, take a short break, then another 10 episodes, and then we will take a 2-month break off just to sort of give us time to come up with new material and also time for the episodes to get out there for people to watch them, because I know not everybody watches them on the day they go out. That's fine, as long as you watch them. It's fine. But with that, shall we announce tonight's little subject
Well, no,
matter?
not yet. No, because there's shit we gotta do first.
Well, I was going to say we'll announce the subject matter and then we'll jump into the shouty outies.
Um,
Got to keep them hooked. Got to keep them hooked. If Pinhead taught me anything during my vacation in the Leviathan dimension just recently, you got to keep them hooked. You got to.
I thought he taught you anal.
No. That was Chatterer. You know.
Right.
Why do you think his teeth are constantly going?
Oh, that'd be it then. Okay, fair enough.
Think about it. But yes, on tonight's episode, our first episode of season 4, I'm so glad to be back doing this. You can tell I'm excited tonight, can't you, folks? But tonight we are talking about the master of horror, in my opinion.
All the others are pikers.
But not just horror. He also does supernatural, suspense, thriller.
Twitter,
yes, big over on the old Twitter is tonight's subject, and we are of course talking about the glasses wearing, snorting, infamous man that is Stephen King, the man, the myth, the legend. We kind of compiled this list.
Well, it was my request, wasn't it?
This was your request. We did mention it in last season that we were going to.
Can we do Stephen King, please?
Yes.
And the demon says yes.
What we have actually decided to do with this is we're going to kind of split it into 2 parts, kind of, because looking at quiet you. Looking at the amount of Stephen King novels that are out there, novellas, short stories, collected works, his non-fiction books like Stephen King on writing, which I have read, and it's freaking amazing.
Yes, it is.
But there's also so many adaptations of his work that didn't necessarily have his name on them. So it's quite a large subject to cover. So seeing as next week we've kind of got a free slot due to a scheduling snafu, we're going to do Stephen King season intro two-parter. Guy looks shocked because that's the first fucking time he's heard about this.
Yeah. So there we go. Okay.
I
thought we were going to do it in the second part of the season. I thought we were going to do it in the second half of the series, but there you go.
No, screw it. We didn't have a subject for next week because of a cock up on the schedule. So screw it. We'll do a season 4 two-parter. There we go. Get it done in out the freaking way. Get it done early.
Whose cock up was it?
Not mine.
Well, mine either.
It was the gnomes. I blame Scully. Scully's been in the gummies again.
Damn it, Scully. You got a verbal warning last time.
Speaking of Scully on gummies, I will cut to a quick video of Scully on said gummies. And that was what happens when you let your skull get near your gummies, everyone. So, but yes, we're going to jump straight into the shout outs now that you know what we're talking about, Mr. fucking Stephen King. And we're going to jump back. You don't have to set your time machines that far back anymore. Tony, just remember, if you're pinching your dad's TARDIS for the weekend, remember you only have to go back a couple of months.
Started already.
Fucking has, hasn't it? And we're back, everybody.
You thought we were going to leave him alone?
No. But yes, here we have a comment from our Christmas special from the one, the only, the man, the myth, the beard, the ginger one, JK motherfucking 47, the ginger ninja, JK. Whoop, whoop.
JK in the house. JK in the house.
And his comment says here, and I'm back. That's my best way of laughing how it's written.
Okay.
Awesome episodes, Miss Violet and Guy. Hope you both had a great Xmas/New Year period. We did.
Ooh.
Well, I can't speak for Guy, but I did.
Oh, great.
Digging the new mask. Thank you. Thank you. How ironic that I chose to wear this one on the comeback episode.
She's got the horn.
Those are some massive horns. That's what they all say. Has anyone made a horny joke yet? No, but I'm sure they will now. I will say this, people. When I throw the jokes out, like about Tony and other people on here, I do it because I expect it back. I mean, don't get offensive, but throw some jokes my way. Throw some jokes my way. I bathe in the hate. I bathe in the hate.
And also Radox.
Yeah. Gotta get right behind the old horns, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't want to see me washing these in the shower because, you know. I'm getting sidetracked. Stop it.
I'm near that one.
I'll show myself out after a few laughing faces. The first 3 episodes of Reacher are good, but I did regret not watching the rest to binge it all. So far, not as good as the first season, but not terrible. I think you and Guy are gonna have a falling out, aren't you? Because you love that Reacher show, don't you?
No, yeah, but you know,
To each their own.
To his opinion.
To each their own, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't do that shit over here. We're not TVM.
I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get hot about it. Yeah.
Would you like some aloe?
Ooh.
Hello, Vera. Sorry. Energy drink. Right. Not terrible. Great gifts. The Boys is awesome. Thundercracker is cool. But I always was more of a Sky Warp fan. Both better than Starscream, let's be honest. Now that's sacrilegious.
You be coming down here, jogging down a good name of that Starscream.
Oh, no comment on the pineapple.
Wow.
We all know my thing for pineapples by now. Right. Next comment was from the New Year Roundup, also from JK.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Awesome to see the Necronomicon. Yep, it's now taking pride of place on here, along with Menasor, Scully, and something I'm going to show off in a minute. uh, I lost where I was. And that Whoapedia book, it's not just Tony that will be jealous.
Trying not to look smug.
Great to hear you being open and honest about you, your life, and everything you have been thankful for, Miss Violet. Sorry, I'm losing track of shit. And Guy, for being there and being a great friend and human.
Who said I was human?
Much love to both. And yes, one day I will get my shit together and join you both on your show.
Yeah.
Gonna hold you to that. What if the comic was fantastic? Because we had a big rant about what if and all the we
we
went
did.
off on that a little bit. Was fantastic twist on the comics and what could have happened, and was a lot of dark fun. Some of them were quite sort of dark stories. Like I think the what if the Punisher got in, Venom became the Punisher or something like. Oh, the MCU what if is too MCU.
Yes.
That has been my biggest complaint about it, is that it's the same group of characters in different realities. I'd like to see them bring in,
correction.
yeah, I'd like to see them bring in different characters that we haven't seen in the MCU, because it could be a way of introducing them into the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
But
Don't
we
just
will,
tickle my taint.
yes, we will save. A spoiler warning here. We will save a discussion about Deadpool and Wolverine closer to the time of release. I've seen the trailer. Have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
Right. Well, we've both seen the trailer, and I'm hopeful. I want to see it, but like I just said, we're gonna save that for a closer to its release date kind of predictions kind of thing. That's later on.
Yeah.
Right. um, it doesn't allow it to explore characters that are not already established, like we've just said, and misses that. Although I still enjoyed the series overall. Yeah, very much my feelings with it, JK. Like there were certain episodes I was just like not feeling it, but then other episodes like the Nebula sort of Blade Runner inspired one, that I liked. That I really liked. So, right, moving on up. Oh, we have a one from Tony from the Christmas special.
Oh.
We've got a lot to catch up on, so folks, I do apologize. Hey, folks, just caught up with this episode. Great fun as usual, and you've given me plenty to talk about. Hope you had a smashing Christmas and looking forward to the review of the year episode. We did, Tony. Thank you very much. It's much, much, much after Christmas. But yes, I have been watching your show. I haven't been commenting much because I watch it on my PlayStation, and you can't comment on your PlayStation. So I know I at least watch it and like it. I'm just slacking on the comment side of things. But I've watched what you said, like in regards to our show, and I just again I always say this, Tony, but thank you. Thank you for mentioning
Yes.
us as much as you do.
Thank you,
Honestly,
Tony.
like you people like you keep us going.
Mm.
You know, we do this because of fans like you who always watch, always catch up, that kind of thing. I'm just been slacking recently because yeah, mental health has not been great since Christmas, to be honest. So fuck it, no one cares. Like I said, I can't complain, but well, I could, but no one cares.
I care.
I know you care. And then we have a what am I looking at? I lost where I was.
Tony.
Ah, yeah, I've read Tony's. That was it.
Okay.
Then we've got Invincigaz.
Let's
It says wonderful roundup and a lot of fun. R.I.P. Guy's liver. Hashtag. I'd rather be a turncoat than a denier. I don't know what that's in reference to. I think I missed something in the comments.
Oh, I can't remember now.
It was 2 months ago. We've slept since then.
Too many drinks.
Oh, here we go. Die Hard 1 and 2 are Christmas movies.
La 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 la.
You look like you're doing that Smeagol thing. Not listening. I'm not listening.
La 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 la.
Also, if you're still against that idea, then please watch Violent Night. It's a Christmas movie that came out at Christmas, and it is basically Die Hard in a big house, only instead of John McClane, it's Santa.
No, I'll check that out.
Love to you both. Hope you have the best year ever. Gaz, thank you.
Cheers, guys.
I did speak to Gaz in between that comment and whatnot, and I have been supposed to be sending a copy of our schedule over him to see if he can join us for an episode. But
Did you?
since I've spoken to him, it's been one bad thing happening after the other, and my attention has been so distracted onto those things. I kept forgetting to do it. So I apologize, guys. I will get it sent out to you as soon as possible, and hopefully you'll get it before this episode even drops.
You can't get stuff these days.
Yes. Then we have Sue saying, love
Oh,
it.
lovely Stu.
Yes, lovely Sue.
Lovely Stu. Hi, Sue.
Yes, and this is from our compilations we did. Well, I did. Guy doesn't do the editing side of things. That's my job. So I edited our previous seasons into two-part big long play episodes because I've seen other channels do that with season things, and I was like, well, I'm not a huge channel. We don't do things huge over here. We're not big production and lights camera. We're not a Hollywood kind of thing. We're a little channel. I thought, why not? For those fans who are only just catching our channel now, it's a nice, good way for them to sit and binge watch the box sets without having to go all the way back to the beginning and all the way through the channel. It's a convenience thing. It's there to watch, but you don't have to. So thank you. And she says, love it, keep it up. Yes, keep doing what you're doing. You've got good support as well, as you know, hon. I do know, Sue. I do know very well.
No, look at you. Loves it, yeah.
And also from our
do.
season 3, part 1 episode, because that was another compilation we did. Yeah, guys, guy, watch them back. That's in reference to the times I've told you to watch the episodes back.
Who's staying this now?
Sue.
Oh, all right. Sorry. We'll do so. Sorry.
Commenting about our films we'd like to see in the cinema is Thor: Love and Thunder, because apparently she didn't get to see that one in the cinema.
No, fair play. Yeah.
To be fair, that one got a lot of flack, but I didn't mind it as much.
I don't mind it.
It was better than Dark World, for fuck's sake.
I've farted things that are better than Dark World. Sorry.
Having an enema was more fun than watching fucking Thor: The Dark World.
Actually, I wouldn't say that. I've had it.
Yeah, true.
Lovely, folks.
But anyway, that is it for the shout outs. We're all
Lovely.
done.
Lovely chat.
So, up next, it's what is it, guys?
What have you been watching, mate?
What have I been watching? Well, due to my insomnia playing me up, I have done a complete series watch through of Friends all over again.
Nice.
And I will say this, right? And this is one thing that kind of got me about Friends. It kind of caught me off guard a little bit. It was the episode with, well, the couple of episodes, them Chandler and Monica's wedding with Chandler's dad. And some of the jokes hit a little different for me.
Well, it's a different
Wait. I'm getting to that. This is exactly what I'm getting to. And it then suddenly dawned on me because it got mentioned in an episode or two later what year it was, and they mentioned it was 2002. And I was like, sat there watching it, I was like, that's the thing about shows like this. You don't exactly realize how old they are.
Yeah.
And I had to keep telling myself when these sort of jokes popped up, I was like, it's a product of its time. I say this all the time with shows, is that I cannot get angry about a joke that was wrote 20 years ago when views were different about things.
22.
Yeah, 22 years ago. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Mm.
I feel bad that World War II happened, but do I ignore that it happened because it upsets me? No. And it's the same with jokes like that. Yes, they were said. Yes, they happened, but I'd like to think times have changed, or at least starting to change.
Mm.
So I can overlook some of the things. But yeah, I've been watching Friends, and I also found a wonderful channel here on YouTube that plays a lot of old 80s and 90s cartoons. And I sat and watched 5 hours worth of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And I fucking loved it. I was laughing harder now than I did when I was a kid. That's how much I love the show. And it may be a future episode.
Yeah, that's coming up in season 76. The second part of.
I'm going to ignore that for a moment. But yeah, that's what I have been watching in the last like 2 months.
Let's see, what have I been on? Me and the adjudicator have been having a tour back through Supernatural,
Mm-hmm.
which has been fun. Oh, she's grinning. She's grinning. And we all know why, folks.
Mm-hmm.
The echoes.
And echoes.
See? There you go. You see?
Excuse me while I vibrate for a moment.
Good God. I wondered what that noise was. But,
Only move that way.
yeah. So yeah, that. I watched a really good documentary on Hideo Kojima this morning on Disney Plus.
Yes, I did. You messaged me about that. I'm going to watch
Yep.
it later. I'm going to watch it later on today, and we'll talk about it in next week's episode on what you've been watching.
Yeah,
because
so
I love things like that.
mm, I think Metal Gear Solid could do with an episode.
Well, maybe in the second half of the season, we'll dedicate that more towards video games and things like that. Because we are both gamers and we do want to cover gaming. We've tried a couple of times to sort of bring the idea together to do a gaming spin-off from this show, and it's just never really come together. So I think maybe we should just do
Time is an issue, folks.
That is the problem, that it's trying to fit everything in around everything else that both of us have going on outside of this show.
Well, we have lives, we have jobs, we have kids, and
Hobbies and interests and needs like eating and pooping. We're basically just really sophisticated houseplants. As long as we're fed, watered, and we can get rid of our waste, we're fine. We're fine.
I'll go with that.
Anything else you've been watching?
What else have I been watching? Oh, it's all right.
Is that it then?
No, the adjudicator's miles away, so
Fair enough.
I think she's watching jenseneccles.com. So.
She's trying to find his OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
You know he's secretly got one. You fucking know.
Oh, fucking hell.
No
If he did,
headshots.
we'd be skint.
Just from the neck down, so you don't know it's him. So then, is that it then? Shall we get on with tonight's episode?
Yes, that's enough of Jensen.
Yes. So then, here we go, everyone. We kind of, like I said, alluded to earlier, we are going to cover Stephen King, but we've picked 5 adaptations and 5 versions of his work that we're going to talk about. We're going to cover the book, any kind of film or TV show that is based upon that book. That's kind of the rules we set for this. We picked 5. We came up with a lot more than 5, but we settled on 5 for this part of the episode. We'll do another 5 next time. So, kicking things off, we will go with The Shining.
Yeah.
And because Guy is more of the reader than I am, thanks to my freaking dyslexia, Guy, would you like to tell us a little bit about the book?
Yes, I would. Thank you. It's fucking long.
Yes, that is one of the you could club
And
someone to death with a
yeah,
copy of that book. You really could.
yeah, it's long and it's frankly bloody awesome. It really is. This is going to be a thread of these episodes, folks. I'm sorry, I'm just going to be going. Yeah, the book's better. Yeah, the book's better.
That is often the case, though. I mean, it's not just Stephen King adaptations. You can say it about any kind of adaptation from a written work. Is that
Yeah.
when you go to the book, and because I'm writing books myself. Like I said to my friends, when you're writing a book, you can put so much more into it because you've not
Hmm.
got a runtime. People just pick up, read as much as they want, put it down, come back to it later. Whereas a film, not so much. So when you're translating from written to TV show, the screenwriters always have that decision of what to keep, what to cut, what's important, what isn't.
Yeah.
What's important to the plot, keep it. Stuff that isn't gets pushed aside.
Mm.
So yeah, that will be a theme. The book is better, but the adaptations we're going to talk about do have some merits. Some merits.
Not according to Mr. King, especially
Well,
when it comes to the cubic version of the site.
yes, we will get into that. We will get into that in
Ouch!
a minute because we're talking about The Shining right now. So
God.
yes, yes, and the one thing should we just jump straight into it? Should we just go straight
Yeah.
into the adaptations? Right. The first adaptation we're going to talk about, The Shining,
Well,
is
everyone knows the plot, let's face it. So,
yeah. Okay, basic plot, guy, go cover it.
right. So, basic plot is uh, alcoholic ex teacher gets a job over the break looking after a hotel with his family. Brilliant. Up in the arse end of nowhere called the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah, it's during the off season, as they call it, it's during the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Or off peak, as we call it.
that was the term I was thinking for off peak, not off season.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, basically, they go up there and all is good. He's working on his novel until all is not good. And
Creepy shit starts happening.
creepy shit does begin to occur in said creepy hotel.
Yeah, room 217,
Yes.
the bar.
Lloyd behind the bar,
Yes, yes. Yeah. I'm getting chills just thinking about it now. What?
suggesting he might like to kill his family.
Yeah, on the twins.
The twins, yes.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yes, so the plot, that's pretty much the general plot. Jack Torrance with his family.
yes. Decaying into madness. Well,
Yes,
descending into madness, sorry.
yes. And
Decaying.
the side kind of plot that goes along with Jack Torrance is Danny Torrance has this thing called The Shining, which is basically telepathy.
Yeah.
Best way to put it. It's telepathy.
There's telepathy and telekinesis.
Yes. So Stephen King liked a bit of that because there's Kerry as well. So,
Yeah,
but
he does. He loves the mind control. He does.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's a primal fear I think we have. I mean, could you imagine if
Mm.
someone took over your brain and you had zero control over your actions? That to me is more terrifying than someone like say Jason or Freddy or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the computer going off. Even
Do
though I
you
turned
mind?
Facebook off.
Do you mind?
Was right the flow then as well. But
I
yeah,
know, right?
I think losing control of your own body is more terrifying to me
Mm.
than any kind of monster movie. Just it scares me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the plot covered.
Yeah. Of course, it wouldn't be me, would it, if I didn't have a little bit of trivia?
Go on then. What's the triv?
The triv is the link from The Shining to It.
Yes.
Can you do it?
Oh, come on, refresh
Can
my
you do
memory.
it?
Refresh my memory.
Dick Halloran, the cook, is a friend, a army buddy of a certain Mike Hanlon, Who?
See
No,
him.
not Mike Hanlon. Mike Hanlon's dad in It,
Yeah. See,
and
there you go.
was caught in the fire at the Black Spot as well as Mike Hanlon's dad. So there you go. Will Hanlon. So
I
there
mean,
you go. There's a little bit of
well, I mean, there is a rough theory out there that all of Stephen King's works take place in the same universe, just in different places and at different times.
well, they're definitely they're always in the same state. So
Maine.
yeah,
But write what you know, which is one thing he says in his book on writing. Write what you know
exactly. But we're
with a twist.
yes, and we're thingying off again, aren't we?
Tangent.
Tangent.
First tangent of the season. Woo, woo.
Tangent.
Tangent alert. I'll flash it up on the screen. Tangent freaking alert. We started already. Look at that.
So there you go. But anyway, back to
Back to me then. Right. Well,
no, I was going to
first,
say back to the Stein.
back to the Shining. Okay then. Back to the Future. We need to cover that still.
Do we?
We haven't done a Back to the Future episode. Not one dedicated to just Back to the Future. We've done sci-fi episodes and it's popped up.
Well, a lot of things pop up, but saying nothing.
But yes. So back onto The Shining. First adaptation I'm going to talk about is actually a mini series that came out in, let me double check my dates here. August 27th, 1997. It was 3 episodes long and it ran from the 27th to the 1st of May.
Oh, I never saw that. Missed it.
My sister, God bless her, got me a copy of it on DVD many, many years ago. You know when double-sided DVDs were all the rage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 3-disc set, but it was actually 2 discs, one you just fucking flipped over. I will say, watching it, you can tell it's got that made for TV feel. The CGI in it is bad. Bad. But the one thing that I will say for me personally, and this is no shade to the Kubrick one, it's much closer to the book because it's got a longer time. It's got a longer time to tell the story, so it is closer to the book. And spoiler warning for anyone who's not read it, seen it, whatever.
Really?
It has the original ending from the book rather than the Kubrick ending, which
Nice.
for me, having read the book, I was like, I actually preferred that ending compared to the Kubrick one. So to see that in this miniseries, it was like, oh, they stuck to the landing, and Stephen King pops up as a cameo in it. So,
Well, guess what? I'm going to say. I preferred the book.
of course, but it starred. I've got the little cast listing up here. I won't go into too much detail for it for those who may want to track it down and give it a viewing. I'm not sure if it's on any streaming services, but check. Anyway, we have Stephen Weber as Jack Torrance. I don't think it's any big names.
Right.
Rebecca De Mornay as Wendy Torrance.
You mean Rebecca De Mornay?
Yeah, she was in Hand that Rocks the Cradle.
Yeah.
Cortland Mead as Danny Torrance and Will Hoffman as Danny Torrance adult. Tony's the guy who lives in his finger in this adaptation anyway. Melvin Van Peebles as Dick Halloran.
Melvin Van Peebles.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's related to Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Could be his dad.
Could be.
That's that. We'll check that. We'll check that if I can check back next episode on that one.
That's dad.
There's a cliffhanger for you. We'll hold it on that one. Elliot Gould as Stuart Ullman.
Nice.
And then just a load of other people's names that I don't really recognize.
Right, yeah.
But honestly, it's not as good as the Kubrick version in terms of production and special effects. But if you preferred the story of the book, this one definitely goes a lot closer to that. Like I said, it's got the ending with the and all that. It sticks the landing. So for me, if you want to watch that, yeah, it's good. It's worth watching. If you've never seen it, it's worth. It's worth. Get my words out. It's at least worth a one watch. Even if you never watch it again, at least you've seen it. You
A
won't feel
one
like you won't feel like you wasted your time watching it. Let's put
Oh,
it
fair enough.
right. I just need to get my mouse in the right position. That's what she said. I can't find it. Where's it gone? There it is. Right. That brings us on then to the Kubrick version. So here we go, Guy. Do you want to do the Kubrick version?
No, you go on it.
Wanted to take a break after smoke, but never mind. I'm
Jesus.
joking. I'm
Jesus,
joking.
stop.
But anyway, yes, The Shining, the film, the one with Jack Nicholson and Shelley
Shea
Duvall.
Duvall.
Yeah, all of them lot. That film for me, it's a great adaptation. But like I said, the story changes for me. I'm going to do a guy on this one. I actually prefer the book. When it comes to this, the miniseries and the book, I'd rather read the book. But as a piece of classic Hollywood cinema and having Jack Nicholson at his Jack Nicholsoniest, try saying that 5 times fast. But it's the here's Johnny, all that. It's
Yeah,
in the public zeitgeist. It's part of
of
pop
course it
culture.
is.
So I cannot fault it for that. But for me, if someone said pick one of those, I'd pick the book up every
Yeah,
time. So,
same.
but I can't say much more about the actual Shining film because we've said it all. People have said
Yeah,
it all.
it's
Been
classic. Everyone knows
yeah. There's even memes of is it cold outside and you got Jack Nicholson sitting in the snow.
it.
Yeah. So it's just part of pop culture. We don't need
Yeah,
to talk too much about this because we'd just be retreading.
yeah. It's been done on The Simpsons, so it's.
Exactly. Once you get a Simpsons parody, that's it. You're in the public eye forever. You're there. So yeah, that's The Shining, the film.
Nice. Next one.
Next one up, then let's see what we've got listed here. I'll click off my screen. We have it. Now, this is one we talked about this last night, didn't we?
We did.
We have to be a little bit careful with this one when talking about the book.
Yeah, well, we'll gloss over that.
We're going to gloss over it. All we will say,
Well, a gloss over a pot.
it's like glossing over a pothole. It's still there, but
Yeah.
the only thing I will say about the original book is, apart from that bit of it, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, in all honesty, I think it's his best ever work.
I'd say one of our other choices, but I can definitely lean in that direction of yeah, you got a point. It is.
Don't make me come around there.
I've still got that Star Wars shit for you. You can pick it up while you're here.
Yeah, and I'll leave my foot up your ass.
Fair enough. You'll be the one walking home with a stump. I keep a bear trap down there just in case.
Worth it. Uh-oh. I'm getting looks.
But
Did you
yeah, so
consider
we won't talk too much about the book because there is a lot in the book, even just not
Yeah.
that, removing that scene from the equation. There is a lot in it that when I was reading it, I was like, oh, okay.
But it's such good work. And it's not that, it's just like the time switches, the
Yes.
Derry interludes. I love the Derry interludes.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, definitely.
None of which have been done in any of the adaptations, unfortunately.
No, that's true. That's true.
But there is only so much time you have. And
Well, yeah, even with a
when a book's like
miniseries.
that thick,
Yeah, like I was just about to say, even with the miniseries, which is the one I've got up first on my screen, even with the time scale that you've got from that, still not enough to tell the whole book. I mean, okay, again, there was one scene they definitely couldn't fucking shoot, which we're all glad they didn't.
Shit, yeah.
That film would never get a release. But, so yeah, I mean, the book is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
classic king at his best, I think. I think that was where he was at his absolute. I mean, he's still very creative now, but I think it and a couple of others are kind of where he was at his absolute
This movie
prime.
was at his most coped up as well.
Well,
Fuck, man, that's why
yeah,
it's so long.
to be fair, I mean, if you've got the energy to sit in front of a typewriter for 20 hours a day and snort your way through it and create a masterpiece like it, then well, maybe performance enhancing drugs aren't always a bad thing.
Yeah.
Just saying. If you can write a masterpiece like it, maybe I should take up a new habit.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I wouldn't do that. Don't ban me, YouTube. I'm fucking joking. Christ, can't make a joke about anything these days.
No, you can't.
So, shall we cover the adaptations then?
Yes, because let's face it, do we need to talk about the plot?
No, I think everybody knows this one. And if you
Yeah.
don't, then where have you been? But
So I think we need to talk about the Tim Curryness of it all.
yes, that's the version that I love. I've seen the film version, chapters 1 and 2.
Yep, same.
I'll get to that in a minute because
Yeah.
that's the next thing. But the original
Miniseries.
miniseries, Tim Curry, Annette O'Toole,
Yep.
John Ritter, among many others, it hit that right balance between being Pennywise being funny
Yeah.
and fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it rode that perfect line. And I will say, in at least the first chapter with the and is it Andy Skarsgård one?
I thought it was Bill Skarsgård.
That's it, Bill. Sorry, Andy's the other one. I get them two mixed up. But Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise got that right in the first chapter. Was terrifying and funny. Like it was that fine tightrope. But Tim Curry for me, when people say Tim Curry's name, the first things that pop into my head are it and Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Because just him in those films, in those shows, just worked
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah, I saw as well there was a documentary on Amazon Prime about the making of that.
Oh,
Got some great interview footage with Tim in it. It's really cool.
Oh, I may have to see if I can get a viewing of that. That sounds like it's right up my street. But yeah, the original miniseries, I mean, it's got the plot and everything listed here. I'm looking at the original release date, 1990, November 18th, 1990. And apparently the budget was 12 million.
Well, that's some good jack back in them days.
Well, for a made-for-TV thing as well. I mean,
yeah,
that's a lot of films back then didn't get that kind of budget.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, a lot of the horror franchises at that time were on their last legs, and they were only getting budgets of like 8 or 9 million. You know, I'm looking at the Friday the 13th films there because it shows. But yeah, I mean, what can we say about it that hasn't already been said? This version of Pennywise for me is the best one. Controversial.
No, I prefer the book version, but
well, I mean,
Curry is a very close second.
Live action adaptations, then I would definitely say Tim Curry's Pennywise in the miniseries It and the book version. Bill Skarsgård, I mean, no disrespect.
No, not at all.
You nailed Pennywise in the first one, but the second chapter just
it
fell flat for me.
Well, we do have the prequel series forthcoming at some point.
What's it called? Welcome to Derry, is it?
Correct, yes.
I want to see that, and I also want to see the Camp Crystal Lake one that they're. It's been teased for about 3 years now and still hasn't shown up. But I'd like to see what they do with that.
Yeah.
You know, if they
I'll definitely be watching Welcome to Derry.
Definitely. Have you seen the film adaptations then 1 and 2, chapter 1 and 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good. It's just I don't know. You're never going to beat the book.
Yeah. Again, I
Just
think.
aren't even the finale. For God's sake, how would you
Oh yeah, that final
budget for the
fight.
finale? It'd just be fuck. Man.
Yeah, I mean, this is one thing me and fellow kind of guest on here on the show sometimes, my friend Lee, we were talking about this a while ago.
Yeah.
We were saying that we think a lot of books nowadays that have had previous adaptations that kind of cut a lot out and kind of
Mhm.
watered it down. I think that they should probably revisit those books and make them into TV shows
Yeah.
because then you can tell the whole story. You don't have to cut anything out. Everything
Mhm.
can be important if you need it to be. So I think that will always be a problem is that when you try to fit a 600-page novel into a 2-hour film, you're gonna lose a lot of crap.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of it's kind of important. It might not seem important when you first
Mhm.
read it in the book, but 10 chapters later, all of a sudden, that thing,
Yeah.
the most important fucking thing in the book. And if you
Mm.
leave that out of the film, you miss something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so
But
that's
for me,
it.
it's the best thing I think he's ever done. But
Yeah.
that's
Well,
just me. Oh God, I'm getting dirty looks from the
getting death
adjudicator.
stares now. You're getting death stares now. Well, I think that moves us on then to the next one on the list.
Mm.
This one is my personal favorite, the book and the 1994 mini series. There was one in 2021, 2022, but it was pretty much just a remake with a few added bits.
Mm.
And I'm talking, of course, about one of Stephen King's biggest books, as in you drop it off the Empire State Building, you're leaving a crater.
Yeah.
And it is, of course, The Stand.
Ah, yes.
So, have you read the book, Guy?
I have many years ago, but I haven't read it.
Right. Well, we'll
I
cover
do
this. I
need
mean,
to
oh, go
go
on.
back.
Sorry, what was that?
I need to go back and have a reread of that actually because it's been
Yes.
hitting.
I did have a copy of it, but I don't know what I've done with it.
I have a copy. It's okay. It's on my
But
Kindle.
this, for me, is one of my favorite books
Mm.
because at the time when I was younger, in my teenage years, giving it a read, I thought, how weird would it be if something like this happened? And then 2019 decided to go hold my fucking beer.
Yeah.
But of course, The Stand follows the story of there's a flu-like virus that has escaped from a government lab. The problem is this virus acts like the normal flu right up until it kills you.
Mm.
It's found out that I think it's something like it does. I think it does state in the book that it's something around 8% of the world's population is immune to it. It's like a very small number.
Yeah.
And it tells the story of two groups of people following Mother Abigail in trying to put humanity back on course, and Randall Flagg, who's rounding up as many sinners and ne'er-do-wells and criminals
Mm.
and not nice people to basically stand against them. It's the classic tale of good versus evil. And yeah, it's the adventures of different groups of characters. It jumps around a lot, like location wise, because it follows multiple characters as they're all sort of coming together across the country.
Mm.
And that for me works brilliantly because you get to know such a wide range of characters that when they do start meeting their ends, each one is impactful. It's not a
Yeah.
throw,
Yeah.
not a guy is introduced chapter one, dies in chapter two. No, it's guys introduced in chapter one, chapter 18, he's killed by someone who you'd never think of.
Mm.
It's that moment that slaps you.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah. And that's why I love it. Absolutely amazing book. But the mini series from 1994, for me, is one of the best adaptations they've ever done because it sticks really close to the book and there's not a boring episode. I think it was 4 episodes. I just need to double check. Yes, it was 4 episodes.
I say, I missed this. So,
I think it is available on DVD, Blu-ray, all that kind of stuff. It may
I say, is it on streamer?
it may be on Prime. I know the 2022 series that they did, which basically remade the original miniseries. I think that's on Prime, but this version of it, there's one reason and one reason only to watch it. Gary Sinise is the main guy in it.
Mr. Sinise, I
It's
like.
Gary Sinise playing a Texan called Stu Redman.
Mm.
You could not have wrote a more perfect part for Gary freaking Sinise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's got Molly Ringwald in it from the Breakfast Club. So,
There you go.
and Ozzy Davis, if you know, Bubba Hotep, if you know what I'm talking about. I'll leave that one for people in the comments. Oh, and you also get cameos by famous horror directors, including Sam Raimi.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, but yeah, for me, I watched it the first time it came out. My parents wanted to watch it, so I sat and watched it with them, and I hadn't seen or heard anything of Stand at this point. I was like, what, 1994? I was 10. I was 10 years
Yeah.
old, and watching the miniseries made me want to go and get the book.
Yeah. Well, it's done its job then, hasn't it?
Exactly. And not only did I get the book, but I also got the writer's edition of it where it's got all the extra pages and everything that
Yeah.
out of the first release. So I had all that extra bonus content to go through as well.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So very, 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 very good book. But that mini series, if you've never seen it, it ranks it very close to the book. Has a few flaws because it's a made for TV movie, so some of the effects are a bit
Mm.
like
Shocking.
the bit with the hand of God coming down.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, and Matt Fewer's in it as a psycho.
Yeah.
The dad from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playing a guy called Trash Can Man. And he's got a thing about bombs. He burns Des Moines to the ground.
Oh, that bloke turns up in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. He's one of those kind of.
Yeah.
So you've not seen that 90s TV series, mini series?
No, I'm not.
Right. Well, I highly recommend you going out and getting that. If not, watch the newer version. It's okay. I watched a review for it. The
Mm.
main thing that the reviewer said is that it seems like you get one good episode followed by one bad episode.
Yeah.
It kind of does that all. I don't know how many episodes it is, but it's like you get one good, one bad, one good, one bad. It's like there's a lot of writing inconsistency where it's really cool. There's funny jokes, and then there's jokes in the next one that just fall flat as shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I might give that a miss and just keep my memories of the original.
Yeah. Fair one. Fair one.
So, shall we move on to the next one?
I think so, yes.
All right. Apparently, that's it for the computer. I didn't get time to write up all my notes, but that's good because I don't know anything about this next one. Guy, it is your choice for this list.
Yes.
11, 22, 63. I hadn't heard about this because Guy was trying to tell me to write it on the list. I'm like, what is it? It sounds like a safe combination. What the fuck? So please enlighten me about this one because I know nothing here.
Well, you know what that date is, don't
Dave Kennedy got shot, isn't it?
you?
Oh yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald went trigger happy.
Yes, there you go. So,
Piss off the American fans, why not?
well, that's the thing, isn't it? So yeah, in this, there is a time travel element. So, of course,
Oh,
guess who's all over it? Let's fucking go. You know what I'm like.
oh, you love a bit of time travel.
Yes. So, in this book, my old man and teacher, Jake Epping, goes to his favorite diner every day. He's just a high school teacher, and he goes to his favorite diner every day, Al Temperton's place, and he has a fat burger, and he loves his cooking, just loves the bloke. All of a sudden,
Stretching my back.
he goes back the next day, and all of a sudden, Al's aged 10 years and he's got cancer. And he's absolutely riddled with it.
Oh.
So, of course, Jake wants to know what the fuck's going on with his friend. So, Al decides to tell him that he has got a hole in time in the back of his stall, in the back of the diner there, in the storeroom,
Oh.
that takes him back in time.
Oh.
That's why his
Okay.
burgers taste so cheap. Well, the burgers are cheap and they taste really good because it's organic meat from the 60s. Yes.
Oh, right.
But that's not the big thing. So Al has been going back in time because when you go back through the time thing, it takes you back to 11 o'clock the next day. That's all straight, always bang.
Yeah.
11 o'clock the same day. So he charges Jake with going back in time to kill Lee Harvey Oswald and prevent the assassination of Kennedy.
Oh.
And of course, Jake goes because what
Yeah.
the fuck you do? You got your friend's dying of cancer is his last request.
You
Fix
do
this.
it. You do it.
Go back in time.
Why not?
Prevent the biggest assassination in history.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's problems.
As always with time travel.
Yes, because the time hole drops him in 58, so he has got to wait.
Ah.
So, things happen and he tries to change history. The problem is history doesn't like being changed and pushes back at him.
Paradox theory, yeah.
Yeah, the past is obdurate, as it says in the book. So of course hijinks occur. It is great as he goes along. He gets a job as a teacher. He has he's got an assumed name, a different identity, and his travels take him to a little town called Derry.
Oh, another
It's another link, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And so he has some time in Derry. This is, of course, in 58 after the killing spree has stopped.
Right, okay.
But he does run into little Bevy and Richie Tozier. There's a nice little scene there, which is really lovely. And yeah, so of course, this is his adventures trying to change past, and it's great. It's a fucking great thing. I'm probably not saying it really well, but I don't care because
It does sound really well. It gave me a little bit of do you remember that show here on British TV, Good Night Sweetheart with Nicholas Lyndhurst?
yeah, it's
Gives
it's
me
like that.
that kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's like that on Speed.
Oh, right. Well, I may have to track this down.
I do recommend the book. There is also a mini series
Ah.
which is on Amazon again.
Right. I may have to cancel one of my subscriptions and move over to Amazon because I keep hearing more and more things are on Amazon. I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to watch that.
It's worth it actually.
Oh, do that then.
The mini series starred James Franco.
Oh, well, now I'm watching it.
So there you go.
You don't have to
Yeah,
say, you don't have to say anything else. James fucking Franco, I'm there.
fair enough.
With my legs in the air, I'm there.
Hmm.
Sorry, I didn't
But
mean to say
yeah,
that out
so
loud.
he has all these adventures trying to get to stop said assassination. And I'm not going to
Well,
say any more because
yeah,
I don't
I'm,
want to spoil.
I'm definitely going to check that out because, I'm like you. I love a good time travel story, and that one sounds like a good one. Like going back in the past to wait for an assassination attempt, and
Yeah.
that sounds really good. And it also
But-
reminds me kind of Red Dwarf with the Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But of
Okay.
course, he has a life in between because he's got to wait until 1963.
Yeah,
So he's got to forge himself a life.
got to wait 5 years. Yeah,
So, he's got to support himself.
yeah. I'm definitely going to check that out. That sounds really good. I'm going to check that out. Thank you for that.
And of course, he's got sporting fixtures so he can bet and make money.
Of course, bit like that's the.
Yep.
I'll just take this little piece
Grey Sports
back to the
Almanac.
future, put it over here.
So, yeah, The book's better,
Of course, always is.
but
We keep saying that.
yeah, but the series is good too.
Awesome, awesome. I would definitely check that out. Like I said, I had no prior knowledge of this one. When
Mm.
I brought it up, I was like, what? Didn't tell me anything about it, just told me the name, and I was like, what?
I'll tell you, if you start the book, you won't put it down.
Well, I do need to pop into town at some point, so a trip to Waterstones may be needed.
Yes, yes.
Or my birthday's coming up, so viewers, shut up, phone. Sorry, my phone is going off. It's been doing it all day.
I put
That
mine on silent.
I know I should have done that. But that leads us on then very nicely to our last choice of subject for this episode. One that is both near and dear to mine and Guy's hearts. It is, of course, The Running Man. And
The Running Man.
not many people actually realize that it's based on a Stephen King work.
Yes, because it was one of his Bachman books, which he wrote as under the pseudonym Richard Bachman.
Yes, and I didn't know that for years. I honestly always thought it was another author.
Mm.
But
No, but we're not going to talk about the book because it's fucking bleak.
yeah, it's from what I can remember, isn't there like a whole chapter about like people having their organs harvested for?
Yeah, for cash.
Yeah. It's
The future is bleak. Is
very
I mean the titular character, his wife is prostituting herself, and he's in full aware of it, and he's just nothing he can do because they got to fucking make money.
yeah. But in this version of The Running Man, the one we're going to talk about, starring Arnold motherfucking Schwarzenegger, and
Yeah.
a supporting role for Jesse the Body Ventura.
Oh,
Yes, but we are talking of The Running Man. General plot is Arnie's character is false. Well, they
no, he's told to fire on a food ride, which he
yeah,
refuses to do.
and then they cut and edit footage to make it look like he did, and they send him to
Yeah, he's
prison.
the butcher of Bakersfield.
That's the one. And yeah, so he gets sent to prison, and then they during a
Well, he gets
prison.
sent to a fog mine. It looks like I don't know. They're mining fog. What's going on there?
Yeah, how'd you do that? Walk around with a jar.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, so he's doing his mining thing, tries to make a prison escape. An executive of a TV show called The Running Man, which is the most popular show in America. People bet on it, they win prizes. It's this whole corporate greed thing going on.
Yeah, well, the whole thing's a fucking Trump wank fest, isn't
Oh,
it?
fuck, it really is. It
This is
really
wank
is.
fantasy. It's his number one thing.
But
Cool.
he sees Arnie's character running during a prison riot, a prison break, and he's like, I want him on the show. And
Hello, Yoda.
that's pretty much where the
Yeah, that's where we
film
get
runs
the
from there.
running
No pun
man.
intended. But I do like that. Oh, go on.
It's great. The whole thing is just it's that whole sort of Reaganite thing, isn't it?
Reaganomics, yes, Reaganomics they call it. Yes, it very much was the you want money, you get money. All you got to do is this.
Yeah,
It's very
climbing for dollars.
yeah, and some of the adverts that pop up here
Mm.
and there in the back, it's very satire. It is very satire.
Yeah, it's. I think Verhoeven took a lot of influence for that for RoboCop.
Oh, definitely. I think Running Man and RoboCop are those bleak views of the future, but aren't apocalyptic. It's just a case of this is what the world could be.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I love that. I love the shoot.
My favorite bit in it is where he goes, Killian, I'll be back. And he goes, only in a rerun.
Yeah,
That
nice.
bit, I love that bit
Yeah.
because it was
He
almost,
sort of thinks about it.
yeah. But I love the way it's almost skewing the Arnie kind of stereotype that was his catchphrase for a very long time. I'll be back. He had to say it in every fucking film he was in. And I love how that one kind of subverted it a little bit. It's like, I'll be back. He goes,
In a
"In a
rerun.
rerun." I love that bit because it's like, ooh, someone sassing Arnie over here.
Who'd you send down the chute?
Rishi Sunak.
Yeah, we'll send him down the chute. See, this is the thing.
The whole Tory party in
yeah.
one, stuff them all in one pod and send them all down in one go.
I'll tell you what, I'd shoot down that pod. Fucking Michael McIntyre. I'd have him up and down all day. Fucking twat.
Take it you don't like him then.
No. I'd send him down the chute, then I'd send him back up again. And then I'd put poo in the chute.
Tie a bungee cord
down.
to it and he'll just keep pinging backwards and forwards all day.
Yeah, but I'd put poo in the chute.
Yeah, it would be a poo shoot.
Fucking McIntyre, you cunt.
Yeah, so the running man.
Sorry.
That was a pretty good impression, actually. Talks like he should be a fucking Butlins rep.
No. Yeah. Fucking was.
So yeah, that was The Running Man. If you've not seen it, check it out.
Yeah.
It's a very good film. One of Arnie's best, in my opinion, but we'll talk about Arnie another time.
Yeah, it's up there. It's definitely up there.
Oh yeah, I'd say for me, Terminator 2, not the first one. I prefer the second one.
Oh, here we go, tangent. Sorry.
Running Man, Predator, and Commando. Top 4 Arnie films for me.
Yeah, he sort of went in that.
Yeah. They all flowed into each other, really. It was, we need a big guy who can make it look impressive holding a big gun. Arnie, are you free? I am on your way.
I can't do this one. Get Stallone in.
Oh, I just need to get to the chopper.
I love Jesse Ventura in this as well. Though.
Oh, yeah, where he's wearing that fucking suit of armory thing. And he's like, we didn't have this bullshit back in my day.
I love that workout video where he's just sort of like, they're going around and the dancers, and he's like, just stands there and goes, with no reason. He's like,
occasionally like flexing his muscles, like,
he runs off, and it's like, what the fuck you doing, mate? I love it.
What was it? Captain Freedom was his character.
Yeah, Captain Freedom.
Yeah.
Are you ready for pain?
And he's wearing that god awful toupee. That god awful toupee.
Oh, bless Jesse.
Bless Jesse Ventura. That toupee just.
At least he owns the baldness now.
Oh, he fucking does. God bless him. Right then, I think that's pretty much it for this episode then.
Yeah, so yes. It. 11/22/63. Running Man. Film.
The Shining and The Stand.
Yes.
Go and check them out. Please, everyone, in the comments.
I'm sure everyone has fucking checked them out, to be fair.
I mean, Tony. You never know with Tony.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, what was the one? There was someone on Facebook he said the other day that he'd never seen, and literally everyone was like, "You are."
I don't, because I'm regularly apoplectic with him about that.
Yeah,
so it could be anything.
Exactly. It's like playing Russian roulette with films with Tony.
Oh, it was fucking Life on Mars.
That was it. It's like even I've seen that. It's not my kind of show, and even I've seen it.
So yes.
So great.
Watch all that shit. We'll be back.
We will definitely be back. It is great to be back doing this. I have missed doing this. I have missed having fun with you doing these episodes, Guy.
Definitely.
Coming up in the next episode, like we said earlier, we're going to do part 2 of the Stephen King.
Yeah, I better pick something.
Yeah, I'll let you. I picked these ones mostly, so you can pick the next 5.
Oh, no pressure then.
No pressure at all. And hosting duties for you next time as well.
Oh well, it'll be a tight run ship then, folks. Ooh. I'm being laughed at. Tunica is laughing at me.
There is one thing that we will mention here at the end of the episode. I didn't want to make a big thing about it, but we lost recently Mr. Carl Weathers.
Yes.
Big, huge fan of his works. For me, Predator, Rocky, and even Happy Gilmore, where he's been more comedic.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely loved him in that film where he's the guy with the wooden hand.
Yeah.
You know,
Chubbs Peterson.
That was it. Tubbs Peterson. You know me with names.
Yeah, look, I got your back.
Yes, Carl Weathers, may you rest in peace. Thank you, sir, for all the years of entertainment for the character
Yes,
brought to life.
big bucket of win.
Be missed. You will be missed. So
Mm.
sleep tight. Remember, everybody, like, comment, subscribe, share it out to your friends, share it to your dog, share it to your nan, share it to the people you keep
Don't show
Facebook
it to your
nobody knows
nan.
about.
Don't show it to your nan for fuck's sake. 'Cause some of the shite that comes out of my mouth, she'll just go, "What the no?" You all right there?
I'm full
She's
of drink when you did that.
I've got her.
I
First
nearly, you didn't get me. I nearly choked. Energy drink got stuck like right here. We're like, last time I was gagging like that, I had to say thank you.
Well, that cost you an arm and a leg, though.
Oh, or a packet of Benson and Edges and a pack of Stella. I'll be all yours.
Fucking hell, who can afford Benson edges these days?
Exactly my point.
Ooh.
Oh. But yes, like I said, everybody, thank you for watching.
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe, share it all out, do all that good stuff that you do for us. Thank you very much. I have been Miss Violet Impulse on this Stephen King episode. He has been the random man.
Randomly random.
And remember, my sweet tortured souls, you can't be good, be twisted. Don't get mad, baby. Get
Yes.
sadistic. I miss saying that. Mwah. Good
Stay
night,
classy, Arizona.
everybody. Love y'all. See you next time.
Peace.